Hi there, welcome to Grain TV. I'm Kevin McNew. It's Wednesday, March 7th. We had an up day in grains. Let's take a look at the Grain Edge trading platform and see where we closed. In Chicago, wheat was the leader to the upside after losing ground for the last 10 trade days. We finally posted a positive gain of 4.25 cents in Chicago wheat. Beans up 3.5, and corn continuing to tread water down at the lows around 355, 356, managing only a half-cent gain on the day. News today was pretty light. There was some results from the Egypt wheat deal. As usual, the U.S. was out of that deal. 180,000 metric tons of that deal going to Ukraine and Romania. And so the U.S. continues to see very little export interest where price is an issue. We continue to face strong dollar and higher wheat prices than the rest of the world. Informa also came out with new numbers for South America. They showed that Brazil's corn and soybean crop were both better than what they previously expected. Their soybean crop tops 101 million metric tons. That's above USDA's estimate of 100 million metric tons. On the other side of the spectrum, we have South Africa, where grain traders there are suggesting that their corn crop is going to be worse than what the government is projecting. South African grain traders are suggesting that the crop will be doing good to reach 5 million metric tons, while government analysts are calling for a 7 million metric ton crop. So chances are they're going to be importing corn at a time they normally are usually a net exporter of corn. Other news out today, EIA reported the weekly ethanol production and stocks figure. Let's take a look at that data. In both stocks and production, we got a little bit of a lift here with production being off 7,000 barrels a day and stocks off 481,000 barrels on the week. On the other side of the EIA report was the crude oil stocks number, and that number was particularly large, coming in at a 10 million barrel increase in inventories in crude for the week versus analyst expectations that only were factoring in around a 2 to 3 million barrel increase. But the surprising thing, yet again, crude continues to march to its own drummer, and we ended the day higher even after that fairly bearish news. So let's take a look at soybeans, where we've been treading water down at those lows. In particular, we're coming back to the lows that we saw back in January, and the low on that price chart is around 855. And today we traded not quite down to that level, but we got a bounce off of yesterday's low and ended up higher. But keep your eye on that 855 mark. That's kind of the underlying low here and underlying support. If we can break through that, then the market has the potential to move lower. But right now, I think we have a lot of negative news already factored into this market, and it's hard to find new sellers to push that price below underlying support. But if you're a producer, keep your eye on that mark of 855 and potentially look for lower prices if we can break below that. But in the meantime, I'm looking for prices probably to bounce off of this because we've had such a considerable period of downward pressure in the market that I just don't think there's much momentum to keep us going down, at least in the short run. That's all we got for today on Grain TV. As always, visit us online at grainhedge.com to learn how we can help you in your trading situation. And as always, you can also give us a call, 877-472-4607. Silver right now is at historically low levels. Starting with the financial crisis of '08, silver prices made an epic run from $10 an ounce to $50 an ounce in just 3 years. Silver looks poised to make another run higher. Here's why. Today's headlines show wide-scale economic risk, central banks using negative interest rates to stimulate economic growth, and the continued explosion of government debt around the world. All these factors are creating a flight to safety in physical metals. On the fundamental side, high mining costs limits new silver supplies, while demand for silver continues to expand through rapid use in cell phones, plasma TVs, and batteries. All these factors suggest taking action at today's prices before silver reaches $25 an ounce. Our precious metals desk at GrainHedge can educate you about investing in physical metals. Their goal is to put the most amount of silver and gold in your hands at the least cost. To get started, contact Rodney at grainhedge.com or by phone at 877-472-4607.